serious?
Because I pay the bills. Because I'm a boss. So how much more serious does it need to get?
You're talking about you.
I'm just saying baddies. Baddies pay the bills. All my baddies get money. Every last one of them are rich. I know what I pay these girls. They make more money than anybody in America on a 9 to 5, on a you got a good job. My bitches is paid. Okay. So at the end of the day, you said, why should anyone take a baddie serious? Because we pay the fucking bills.
Why should a man?
Because we pay the bills.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What if you're dealing with a man?
It doesn't matter. Well, first of all, I deal with Jacob, and but my baddies, I got a couple baddies that
I'm not speaking in
no wait.
Your
So my baddie Anna is dating an MLB player.
Okay,
they get money. He makes more money than her for sure. She don't give a fuck. They don't care. Yeah. Baddies don't care.
But what I'm referring to is it's not necessarily about money all the time. And I think
no, you said that. No. You said what is it that makes a male?
No, I will say it again.
Okay, say it again.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
I just told you. When they make more money and they're the boss.
That's cool.
She's the boss. But, so he makes, so what I was trying to refer to is he makes more money, right?
Right.
But she's the boss.
Okay, take money out of it.
No, it was money out of it. He definitely makes more money than her. She's still running that shit.
Okay, but take financials out of it.
Okay, so
what are the qualities that a baddie may bring to the table?
She's definitely more popular than him. I don't even know who the fuck he is. So if he wants, respectfully, I don't watch Major League Baseball, but if he wants to be like with a young, successful baddie that is an it girl, that's what she's bringing to the table because she's definitely her follower, everything. She's more popping. So I don't know. Sometimes like I'm a little bit older. I don't really care about social media and followers and all that, but the younger people do. You know that. So maybe she brings more like to the table, like for social media and like popularity or whatever. But
you're not answering my question.
No, you just asked. What?
No, I'm gonna guide you.
I don't know. Don't guide me. Oh my God.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get to an answer.
Like, I don't know. Baddies bring a lot to the table.
Can you name something?
Great mothers.
Okay, talk about it.
I put $1 million swimming pool in my backyard because my daughter said she wants to swim.
Okay.
So I put a pool. It was
just no. What? What? Listen, before we start this, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So you don't miss no uploads. Still going strong. Still doing 2 a day. This was tough to watch. But it's a great example. It's a great example of when the sole focus becomes about money, and we, thankfully live in a society where it's simultaneously it's never been easier to make money or to be exploited, right? Or to exploit the system in order to make money. And then there's the other divide of people just, constantly struggling. But when we award things for like being pretty or sort of just bringing in views, right? Because I'm not really familiar with this type of television like Baddies. I'm not going to check that out. But when we get views and attention and money based on basically dysfunction or just how pretty you are, then that is what we are essentially filtering for. We're not filtering for intelligence. We're not filtering for an ability to hold a conversation or a high level conversation. I don't even call this a high level conversation. Him saying what's the advantage of a man dealing with a baddie? That's not a high level conversation. Just saying, okay, a baddie in the terms of not particularly the show, but a baddie. How is it advantageous for a man to deal with that? And because money has become the topic of conversation or the only thing that really matters, the thing that we're willing to sell our soul for, that's all you can really speak about. And kind of just inarticulately, like even at that last part, we're saying, well, my daughter wanted to swim, so I spent $1 million on a swimming pool. Well, still, this doesn't really answer what is question here. And this is, I think, because there isn't really a good answer. If you're a baddie, and particularly a baddie because of your looks, But we're saying, well, is there anything else that we're sort of selecting for? Anything else that we're holding for? Saying, okay, you're a baddie, but you're also hyper intelligent. No, and sometimes you forget that those don't have to be mutually exclusive. You can be super attractive. You can be attractive and intelligent. It, it's not one or the other. But in a society where it's very easy for you to just kind of win that genetic lottery, or to go under the knife, or like I said, just simply be blessed, and then we hold for that. We praise people for that. We push that forward at the detriment of all your other faculties. That's what we get. And these are the people that have money and then have access, or at least are big enough where they can have access to be on his show. When you're sitting across from someone that, at least talent wise, had to show you that they understood or had enough of that to go to the highest league, in football. Versus now you see him actually have some conversations where, like, okay, you're also not dumb. But again, this is not really a high level conversation, but her inability to sort of just follow that. This is what you see when someone has something that's already sitting on their soul, on their mind, on their heart. And this is what they came to represent. I came to talk about money, came to talk about how my girls get paid and how this is such a great thing. Okay, if you can't separate yourself from that, because there eventually will be a time when you have to separate yourself from baddies and being a baddie. That's just that's time dependent. Most of these things, they rise and fall, and then we get with those weird exposés and where they're now, and we're never really happy with the product. That's not to say that she's going to fail, but the fact is, this is sort of, we should look at it as a societal issue, where because we put forward these type of things, money and the chasing of it and what it could do for you and how that becomes the most important thing. This is sort of the product of it. This is what happens. This becomes the only thing. This becomes the new God. And when you're praying at that altar, well, it just kind of requires all these other things that make you a good partner and a good human. But some of us, I think a lot of us are willing to pay that price. I think we do that happily when it means I could have the trappings of wealth that I see online, right? I can have the Ferrari, I can have the Koenigseggs, I can have the car, I can have the travel, I can have the private jet. So what if it costs me everything? So again, this is a good example of what happens when you stop caring about anything else, or money becomes the most important thing to you. And listen, by far, I'm not telling people not to get money. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we need to actually remember, becoming wealthy is not mutually exclusive to your soul, to your intelligence, to your heart. You can do them all, and you should actually do them all, and never find yourself on Cam Newton's show humming and humming and not understanding a word of what he's saying, even though there's probably interview prep before the hand, right? But when you come in and this is your mindset, this is just revealing it. Because if you think I missed something, if you have something to add, let me know down in the comments below. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos, naturally. And of course, if you haven't joined the channel, statistically, you haven't, right? Just join the train. All right. We're just trying to pay this rent. I'll see you in the next one.